Today I'm going to show you how to build this cute LED lamp. And the best part is you don't need any specific and expensive LED kits, because I'll show you how to plug it in into a default household wall socket. And don't worry, you shouldn't be an electrician. However, keep in mind all safety recommendations during working with high voltage. So let's begin. The design I took from MakerWorld. This lamp was chosen not only because its incredible cuteness, but also because it has enough space to fit a regular bulb. Actually, the lamp is LED to prevent plastic heating, but never mind. The second reason for my choice is that it's already been printed on a small printers, so I was sure I'm able to cut off the print time in half. Speaking about slicer, I've used my own preset. Only a few changes in settings were added above default. I changed the infill mode to dynamic cubic to print it faster and use less filament, especially since I see no reason to have a high density in a base. As usual, I changed the print order to outer inner outer and added a third wall. For mushroom head, I use the tree support. And for these dots, I changed it to default one to enable dynamic layer height. If I were forced to print project one more time, I'm not sure that I'll change anything. As a material, I had this awesome red PLA for the head, and for the base and dots I used this 3 kilo spool of white PLA. And spoiler, I was close to throw it out of the window. The print process was smooth except for the issue with this diabolic spool. Because of weak winding of filament, the printer got stuck for a few times, and I sat like a watcher for almost 6 hours during the print. Anyway, I finished the print. It's definitely not the best quality, but it's more than acceptable, especially this cute base. I easily removed the support from head, but I got stuck a bit with these 9 parts. There was a lot of sucking inside, and cleaning everything off was time consuming. Fortunately, the uneven surface didn't affect the light diffusion. Then, to complete the head, I used some super glue. I can't say that it's absolutely necessary, but I hadn't planned to disassemble it, so why not to add a bit more security. Now the most interesting part begins. To turn mushroom into a lamp, you actually need a lamp, bulb holder and plug. I've chosen an E27 holder because it fits mushroom base without an additional adapter. I used a screw terminal bulb holder, and in my opinion it's the best variant. However, I bought a cheap holder with a spring terminal and regret it later. For the lamp, you should go with LED one, since their operational temperature is significantly lower. Consider choosing a plastic lamp because an aluminum one has a higher temperature. I've used G45 form factor, and probably you should go with a bit smaller lamp. Lastly, you need a plug. I decided to use this one with a dimmer, but you can buy a PVC insulated wire and assemble the plug yourself. Let's get back to the project. It's evident, but I should ask you to unplug everything from the grid during the next manipulation. As I had spring terminal in my bulb holder, I need to simply insert the wire into the holes. It doesn't matter which wire goes in which hole. However, the brown wire is typically connected to the central part. If your wire has 3 conductors, it likely includes live, brown or black, neutral, blue and ground. It's a yellow-green. Cut off and insulate the ground, then connect live and neutral. In case you have a screw terminal, remove a bit of insulation from the wire and screw it in. After plugging the holder, I'm trying to position it inside the base, and I forgot the measure length, so I had to remove this part. And as I said previously, I prefer screw terminals because cheap spring mechanisms are annoying and time consuming. In my case, the spring got stuck and I was forced to remove the parts completely. As that done, I position the lamp again. For additional security, I added a few drops of super glue to the bottom of plastic holder and fixed the wire in the base. The only thing left is to let the mushroom dry for a few minutes. Place the head and edit it into your collection. That's it. I hope you learned something new and enjoyed the video. If yes, press the like, it will help me to make more content for you. And of course you can easily find all project links in the description. See you next time.